Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Dude, the question you asked, I don't think we're going to need a false flag attack in order to make all this happen. I think it's going to come about with just using the Terrorism Act, the anti-terrorism legislation that we've used in the past. The United States won't need to declare war with Iran. They have enough troops in field now. Eric Prince has built up his air capabilities. He's built up his armored capabilities. The rest of these no-bid contracts for security companies all around the region, same thing. So to say that Obama can institute a false flag attack at this point, it won't be needed. And you're right, after 8 short years they've become so powerful and they know they're going to lose a foothold, but they're not. They're going to replace it with either John McCain, who's a United Nations pro-Bilderberger, pro-FEMA believer, or Barack Obama, who is a pro-United Nations, pro-FEMA, pro-Bilderberger. He's a junior member of the Bilderbergers. So no one's going to tell me that these people aren't powerful. I think every congressman gets the opportunity to join these little groups and they're told how to vote. So right now I want you to consider that the United States has technically 6 branches of military, almost 7. And then by a second degree, they also have 5 branches of government, where 3 should be. We have the just so you know, we have the United Nations, and then we have the Bilderbergers. That's 4 and 5. Bilderbergers being the PNAC folks, the secret government that actually controls things. That's why over 80 years of time, in the last 80 years, Americans haven't been able to understand or see what's really going on in this country, because it's good to elect whoever you want, and they're going to do the exact bidding, because their lives, I really believe their lives are threatened at a certain point, which is why a man like John F. Kennedy had to die and Martin Luther King had to die. Now, as far as Iran itself, their national army is handled by the Muslim clerics, so they're considered to be a terrorist military organization. So, under the disguise of all this, now if we moved the United Nations to Iraq and gave them the new embassy, we'd see peace in the Middle East until the United States decide to bring them back. Now the neoconservatives and their 8-year reign, it's over. But it's not over at all. It's still the same groups in control. And that's why we need third-party candidates. We need outsiders. We need Washington outsiders who are unaffiliated with all of this. And that's going to help to bring about what we need to do and change and reinstitute the Constitution of the United States, because if we re-recognize the Constitution, it will rescind the World Bank, International Monetary Fund, rescind the United Nations, and defend the Constitution. We shouldn't be going to war with Iran. You know it. Everyone who watches it knows it. I know it. Yeah, it will crash our economy, but you have to remember that's what they've been trying to do for the last 80 years anyway. And it's a handful of people, most of them all in control of money. So when you're looking to the almighty dollar, it really is the power of money and people and how they worship the almighty dollar. So money is the religion of our day. Anarchy is the wave of the future. People seem to think they can just get away with whatever they want, that highway legislation, arbitrary speed limits don't apply to them, or killing, and why not? Our government goes around and we get to do whatever we want around the world, setting a standard that's like every father and mother who set a standard for their children, and they turn around and say, well, you don't do this, and then they turn around and do it, and the child sees. Well, we're looking at that same climate-fevered pitch here in the United States with each and every individual. More and more people think they can get away with things. Well, if government can get away with it, then anyone can get away with it. It's simply not true. Everyone knows it. In order to live in a civilized society, we all need to behave like human beings, and like civilized human beings at that. So, yeah, I hope I touched off on all the bases for you. I've watched it twice now. I'm trying to stay sharp. I don't know who's going to be elected president, but I don't think it's going to be Obama. If it is, he's for the United Nations taxing each and every individual in this country, getting a little slice of your wages, getting a little slice of your personal property tax, getting a little slice of everything that you own. And if they get to do that, then they're going to spread that money around the world, which is a joke. They have no intention of doing that. They're going to tax each and every person, and they're going to set themselves above you. This small circle of money barons, they want to enslave a general population. But in order to control a general population, they need to have a much larger army. And as far as a date as when they're going to attack, they can attack as soon as they're ready. I think we're keeping track of the armor and what's going on with these things in order to see when they have enough to actually make the attack happen. And when they do, they're going to make their move. But right now, they want to finish securing Iraq. They've killed off a pretty good population, 104 or 5,000 civilians in Iraq. So they're starting to trim it back. But same as every Roman army, as soon as you start moving the main force of the legion to another area, there's revolution. So there's no way in or out of this. And as long as Muslim clerics control the Iranian military force there, which is why they've been declared, it's just a vicious cycle, and it's not going to stop. And no one wants to withdraw or surrender, and no one's suggesting that. But by the same token, there has to be a sensible withdrawal. Iraq wants us out. America wants us out. Most of the countries of the world want us out. And it's time to start bringing about some legislation for war crimes. I think that's where we're at the end of their 8-year reign, and that's what they're most afraid of. But remember, no matter who we put in office, we didn't technically put them there. It's up to Diebold and the Bilderbergers and the Masons who they want to see in these offices. It's all about control, and the Constitution can save us all. So yeah, great video, and thanks for the question. Thanks for getting the ball rolling. I hope I get a lot more. I'll talk to you later.